Brown sugar, I did a 1/4 cup this time. I did a 1/4 cup plus some, so probably about a 1/2 cup of the barbecue spice, maybe a tablespoon of garlic powder, probably a teaspoon of pepper, a teaspoon of salt. Mix it up. Put the pork tenderloin. This is, what we get, just whatever they got at your Walmart or HEB. It's the pork tenderloin whole, vacuum packaged. And there'll be 2 pieces usually in there. For the 3 boys, we usually have a little bit of extra, but one of our Thursday meals. Not sure how far I got before it went out, but again, brown sugar, Cane's barbecue spice, or whatever you like to use, garlic powder, pepper, salt. Mix it all up, throw it in the bag. Take your tenderloins, put them in the bag, and then just shake it up real good. Get it all mixed on there. And again, this would normally just go in the ice chest. I'm going to sit it in our fridge overnight, and then I'll show you how to cook it tomorrow. But basically, we would do all this prep on Thursday night. We go to the grocery store, get our list of all the meals that we're going to have the Friday night through Sunday. And if I have chili or whatever, I chop it up. But like today, it's pork tenderloins, what I'm going to show you. So this is what we would do Thursday. Mix up the spice, put it in the big gallon bag. Usually double bag it because the garlic is pretty strong, and your whole ice chest will taste like, well, not taste like, but it smells like garlic when you open it if you don't double bag it in the gallon bags. Anyway, that's it. That's only prep for the Saturday night meal. So there you go. And then tomorrow, after it sits, I'll make a fire tomorrow night and then come back and show you. But again, just mix up your spice, let it sit in there in your bag, throw it in your ice chest Thursday night like you would everything else that you're prepping. One weekend I'll go through a whole prep of what we do for a weekend, so we have good meals the whole weekend we're there. None of this little hamburgers and hot dogs all weekend or sandwiches. Pork tenderloin and stovetop is probably what we'll have tomorrow night. It's usually pork tenderloin and a can of Bush's baked beans, and then either stovetop, or sometimes we'll use that Simply Pasta stuff. Not sure if I have a box here today. Nope. I'll show you what that is, but anyway, that's just another easy one to do. And that's it for now. Actually, Sunday, the pork loin's been doing for 3 days now. I'm not going to make it down to the backwoods to do it in our little camping thing that we made, I showed you. I'm just going to do it right here over this fire. Basically same thing though. Just make you a fire, get a bunch of coals. I'm lining the Dutch oven with foil just to make it easier to clean up. So we're going to put the tenderloins inside the foil, and then when you're all done, you just take the foil out, throw it away, and wipe down your Dutch oven with a little bit of grease, and you're good to go. So anyway, once the fire gets going and stuff, I'll be back to show you when I put it on. Anyway, there's the foil lined pan professionally by my wife. And the soaking tenderloin. Now remember, you'll get this out of your ice chest, not the refrigerator. You'll wrap this at the campsite, not on the counter. And you'll cook it over a fire, not a smoker. But the idea is the same. I did actually set up our campfire rack and hanger. I'm going to use that and just put the coals on the ground. We have sand, so I'm not too worried about it catching anything on fire. And that'll be easier than trying to hang it over the smoker cook box. Anyway, pork loin in there, lid on it. Raise it pretty high. You don't want a lot of heat on the bottom, but you want a lot on the top. So, and my son's telling me that he wants me to chop up some onion and put it in there. And I guess we do usually do that. I forgot. We actually chop those on site for this because it's just slices of onions that are soaking in all of your nice juices. They're pretty good. Alrighty. Also, make sure you pour all the juices from the bag in there, and then throw your onions in. Okay, this would normally be over the fire. Definitely have it too low, but the way we made this, you just wrap your chain around, and then you can just use this, unhook it from right here, and move it down some, and that'll lower it up. If you need to, you can wrap it a few times before you do that, then you can just hang it. So what eventually we're going to do is put a couple hooks on here so that we can just, hook it up and move it up. But this works pretty good, and it made it easy to 2 hot pads when you're over the fire. If you need to raise it, you can. Works really good for the chili because sometimes it gets really hot. But anyway, I'm going to raise that probably about 3 links. That way I can get some heat under it, but not directly under it. So, and then I'll just cover the lid. I don't really go with the 5 coals equals so much temperature. I just throw a bunch on top. What we normally do is get it all set up, throw a whole bunch of coals on top. Then the one place we go to has a shower, and we'll all 3 go run and take a shower real quick, come back, and then it's usually done. Probably about 40 to 45 minutes. Tenderloin you don't want to overcook because pork gets dry real quick. So if you have a thermometer, you can check it at about 35-40 minutes and see. I think it's you want to take it out at 155 and then let it rest, and it'll get to that 160. But anyway, real quick, easy, and you can sit around and chat while it's cooking. Alright, so next I'm just going to load it up with coals. Okay, so we made a little brick thing so that we can block some of the heat, and then I went ahead and put some under here just so when the coals go I can put some more on top, but I think we're going to be okay. I got this log on here that's going. Had to raise it up quite a bit more because there was probably flames when I got it out here into the wind. But basically that's it. When you're out camping, you know, usually at most of the state parks and stuff, they have those big fire rings, which would serve that purpose. Anyway, but now, like I said, I'll probably come back in about, with this heat, I'll probably come back in about 35 minutes and check it with the thermometer real quick. We actually have one in our little red box for it's got all the cooking stuff in it. So I'll probably do that and see what temperature it is and maybe take it off. But that's just going to sit there like that. You could go do showers, go make your side. Normally we'd go over and make our pasta salad stuff now. And then a can of Bush's baked beans, pickles, and bread, barbecue sauce, and all of that's easy to store in your ice chest, and that's as good as a home-cooked meal when you're camping. And actually, it's a lot more fun because you just sit and wait. Alrighty, we'll be back in just a little bit when we check it. Alright, it's probably been about 40 minutes. I did put one more log down there and a little bit more coals on top. I'm fixing to check it, the thermometer real quick, and hopefully it's done. Time to eat. This is our homemade lifter. Just made it out of one of those electric fence posts, basically a small piece of rebar or whatever. But anyway, we're going to check that out. I'll have to hit pause because my helper's not here and I don't have the tripod out. Okay, there it is. It was really actually at 161, so a little long. Should have came back sooner, but we were messing with the tractor. And ready to go now, so I'll be taking it in to eat, let it rest for a few minutes. Dump the coals off the lid. I'll just burn the bottom side off. Now I've got all those ashes in there, that's real good. So, but I don't care, I usually just lift it on slow, and then it doesn't fall in there. There we go, pork tenderloin, onions, quick and easy. Why have hot dog with mustard 3 nights while you're camping when you can have something like this? That's why you use the foil. All the goodness gets saved into right here. Pour it into your pot, your pan, or whatever. We usually eat out of here at the campgrounds, but just to have a bowl and a cutting board and everything, it's a lot easier. And just pour all the juices in there, and then you just get a paper towel a little bit and wipe this out with some more oil, and you're good to go for the next time.